Hailey and Gumanab. So feel free to introduce yourselves before you start the speech, and when you start the speech, I'll start your time.
Okay. Hi everyone, my name is Hailey and Gumanab. I'm a second year biomedical engineering student with a minor in public health sciences. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I'm currently serving as this year's co-academics director, and I'm standing from all y'all here today in hopes of becoming year 2022, 2023 to 2024 internal vice president. So to start off my platform, I just wanted to start a little bit with my experience here in Fusion. I first became an intern last spring, and I was able to shadow all the board members and just see a little bit on what was going on within the board. From there, it pushed me to become what I am now, which is the co-academics director. So I have experience with leadership within here in Fusion, and like all of that with the appointed board, and then working with the executive board. So some of the changes that I would like to discuss is talking about a little bit about the IVP position in itself. The IVP position is responsible for many of the general member programs. This includes the FAM system, mentorship, and internship. And I aim to continue the success of these programs while also strengthening their presence here within Fusion. With the growth of members in Fusion, the expansion of our FAM system should come forward in form of more FAM heads and sub-FAM heads. And along with this extension, more coverage allows for more connections to be made outside of the Fusion space, further cultivating the welcoming atmosphere that many associate Fusion to be with. From this, adding to these numbers allows for more activity to occur throughout the year, and as events can be spread to a larger range of people. This accounts for the exponential growth of Fusion that we saw this year with more people, and with that, it was beautiful to see. With this spread, would allow for maintaining and strengthening the social support pillar within here in Fusion. Another one of the biggest programs here that IVP handles is the internship program. Being part of this myself, I've seen how the basis of those within the internship can cultivate future board members. The strength and passion of interns are what makes for a strong foundation here in Fusion, and I would really like to emphasize that within next year's board. I hope to further extend this program by lengthening and expanding this program to be for more interns, opening up the application every quarter. With that, I would like to make it so there's a time frame for those interested in interning at different points throughout the year. And this allows for people to try out the program and have a choice of whether or not they want to continue or conclude their internship experience. Amongst these other opportunities, the internal vice president role I would like to further succeed in the mentorship program. Going hand in hand, I would like to strengthen and rebuild the professional pillar of Fusion through this and the internship. This allows for more members to gain experience in leadership roles and have professional guidance throughout their involvement. With that being said, I hope these changes will further improve the internal vice president position, and it would truly be a privilege to be your internal vice president next year. Thank you for your time and your considerations.
Alright, now we'll be moving on to the Q&A section. So if you have any questions, please scan the QR code. And we do have some rules on there, so please just read them. Make sure to put your name, just so if we have any clarification needed, that we'll ask you for that clarification. And note that if your question is deemed irrelevant, inappropriate, repetitive, or needs further clarification, it will be marked as skipped. And yes, so I will start the timer now. And Hailey, your first question is, why shouldn't we run for this position?
Why shouldn't I run for this position? I would say, while I do have a lot of commitments, I do have a little bit struggle with time management, but I feel like through that, there's something that everyone can improve upon. And there's always going to be mistakes, but then through that, failure and asking for help is never wrong. So it's okay to ask for help and reach out when needed. Alongside that, I think it would really help me connect with my peers and just further allow me to grow as a person myself.
All right, your next question. Can you critique the current position holder?
In a non-biased opinion, I would say they did quite a really good job in maintaining the exponential growth of Fusion within this year. We did see a very large jump in numbers and events and turnouts. So I would say they did a very good job in handling that and taking in all the sudden changes and different problems and difficulties that came with it. I would say while we are very strong with our social support pillar, I would have really liked to see a little bit more within the professional pillar of our internal programs. So I would say that would be like my biggest critique, and seeing more professional opportunities to be presented to our members as well.
All right, your next question. You said you wanted to build upon the professionalism of the mentorship program. How would you go about this?
As you all know, in the mentorship application, a few of us had like preferences, whether it be in majors or like all that stuff. I'd really like if the mentorship lines could be highlighted, maybe either every week or every once, like every 2 weeks, just to showcase like their academic and professional opportunities. It would be really nice to see amongst like the mentorship programs what we can do to network with one another and really build upon the professional pillar.
All right, your next question. With your plans to make the internship quarterly, how are you going to ensure that the intern class is able to form the community that would have formed if the duration was yearly?
That's a good question. I would say it really falls between really just communicating with one another. Through that, there's obviously going to be like more people communicating with different classes or different groups within the internship program, whether it be like quarterly or yearly. It'd be nice though to still have a connection with one another, even beyond the conclusion of their internship experience. From there, like the newer classes can still reach out to older classes for help and guidance, and then from there, you'll still be able to have the opportunity to connect with one another and still discuss and connect as if it were to be here.
The next question. What are your strengths that would make you a strong, if not stronger, candidate for this position?
I would say that I would have a lot of passion and discipline. I know when to put a lot of effort forward and to really, I can really tell when I can't go, when I'm past my limit. So from there, it's really easy to be burnt out and not say anything. And then at the end of the day, it's up to yourself to really pick yourself up and then reach out to those who help you. So I would say my biggest strength is acknowledging those faults. And I'm still one person and I can't do everything myself, so it's okay to ask others to help you. Alongside that, I would say with my passion, I have a really big passion here for Fusion, and I would really like to continue seeing it grow and grow bigger every year.
Next, how will implementing a quarterly intern system help Fusion as a club and the intern plan?
I would say that it would really allow for more people to experience different opportunities here within Fusion, especially professionally. By accepting more interns, we're able to allow members to gain more professional experience and allow them to see what really goes on, what they see here, like the backgrounds of what we do here today. By adding these interns more like quarterly, we're able to see more points of views and more ideas be implemented and have change and really just adapt to what's around us right now.
And just to let you know that we have 5 minutes left for you. All right, the next question. As part of the executive board, you'll be choosing your appointed board. What are some qualities you look for when choosing your appointment?
I would say very much diligence and commitment. At the end of the day, while this is voluntary, this is also something that you choose to do within board. So I would say it's really important to kind of just have the same strive that you had throughout the year. It's understandable that burnout is still a thing, so that's okay. But at least having the ability to reach out and connect with your peers and to acknowledge like, hey, I need help with this and I need to just step back a little bit is very important, and to just have like the diligence to always want to do better and be better in things and to always improve upon everything, because nothing's perfect. There's everything that needs just a little bit of change here and there. So just having at least also an open mind and being open to change and all that stuff is very important.
Next, since this position also entitles the fan system, do you plan on implementing any changes or additions aside from what we've already mentioned from this speech?
I would probably say not too much of a big change. Maybe a little bit more challenges, and at least just to keep the FAM system active. I would really like to see just more activity throughout the year, and from there, at least like reaching out, maybe at least like once a week or so, would really benefit the FAM system.
Next question. How do you plan to balance IVP responsibilities, school, and mental health?
I would say it's like what I mentioned before. It's really having the discipline to reach out to others. I'm going to be a third year next year, so it's definitely going to be a lot harder with operatives. But I believe that like at least having time management and having a good support system is really important to balancing all these things. Not just as like a board member, but like as a person yourself. Just having a good support system around me and really like putting discipline on myself would help me like balance out these things.
Right, next. What was the biggest challenge you faced this year as a appointed board? As exec next year, how do you plan to help your appointed avoid similar challenges?
I'd say my biggest challenge upon appointed board, it would just have to be probably burnout. I feel like I definitely put a lot forward, and I didn't think ahead of time how that would affect me as a person. And in return, I wasn't able to really reach out as much as I wanted to. And from there, it was through like some people in appointed and some people in exec that reached out to me personally that allowed me to get out of that slump. And like in return, that slump like had a lot of difficulties within like me handling some appointed board positions. So I feel like next year, really emphasizing like reaching out and helping, like whether you have like a co or whether you're by yourself, like having others help you out would really be beneficial within board to at least help avoid burnout or like substance.
Alright, you have time for two more questions. So the first one, in stating that you want to improve upon the professional pillar as IVP, how does your experience tackling this as academics for the record right now differ from your future plans?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Yeah. In stating that you want to improve upon the professional pillar as IVP, how does your experience tackling this as academics co-director differ from your future plans?
I'd say as academics director, you kind of have a hold on just what it means, like within like academics and like all that stuff. But extending upon within a system that within the IVP position, you hold a lot of programs that it can easily be intertwined with the academics role. And by building within the professionalism within that, it connects not just the IVP role to academics, but it connects it to also the rest support because it will just continue to spread throughout. And from there, like you can still maintain like all the other pillars within Fusion within the IVP role and within like academics or social or project or like any of the exec positions and the rest of the appointed. So then from there, just really intertwining between one of the biggest roles and programs would just help.
Alright, this last question is pretty important because it is asked by the president. So for your last question, would you rather have hands for feet or feet for hands?
I think hands or feet because I already grab stuff with my feet. So, so I can't sample, but I think it would just make it a lot easier.